Typically, when puppies are born, we have 6 to 8, and it's awesome. What do you do when there's only one? We've been doing this for over 8 years and have had over 100 litters and only had a singleton puppy once before. This is Bruno. He's our second singleton puppy. And today I'm going to show you how raising him has been different than raising other litters, and it looks like this. Whether you're a breeder, a new puppy parent, or you just love cute puppies, make sure you like this video and subscribe so you never miss out. It all started when Piper was pregnant and we had an x-ray taken and found out she was only having one puppy. We were excited and a little nervous, as we knew the challenges that come with raising a single puppy, but we were determined to give Bruno the best start in life. Unfortunately, Piper had to have a C-section, and we were worried about her health and Bruno's well-being. It's common if a dog doesn't experience the labor of delivering puppies, like with a C-section, that they don't know that they've had puppies, and in turn, they don't produce milk or have a desire to care for the puppies. Thankfully, this didn't happen to us. It turned out he got to have all the milk. He ended up being one of the chunkiest babies we've ever had. One of the biggest challenges we faced was keeping Bruno warm. As a single puppy, he didn't have any brothers or sisters to cuddle with and keep him warm. We had to come up with ways such as heating pads and blankets. We also had to make sure that the room stayed at a consistent temperature, and we provided him with a snuggle puppy to sleep with if Piper wasn't around. Another challenge we faced was when to do desensitization. We wanted to make sure Bruno was properly exposed to the same stresses as a traditional litter would have been. We use early neurological stimulation and sound stimulation, such as squeakers and vacuums. If one gets afraid, they are able to crawl over to a brother or sister for comfort. Bruno didn't have any brothers or sisters to crawl over to, so we only did this when Piper was there to provide a sense of security for him. Typically, our puppies move into the garage nursery once mom has weaned them. At this age, they need more space to play with each other than our inside nurseries. We see them playfully wrestling, chasing each other around, and even playing a game, King of the Mountain. This helps them develop their social skills and bond with each other. It's so important to provide plenty of toys so they can burn off energy and play together. But who wants to be alone, out here, all by themselves, in the dark? JP, are you still afraid of the dark?
Hey, Bruno.
I'm kidding. JP's not really afraid of the dark.
Okay, maybe just a little.
So we made a home for Bruno in our living room. That way he can consistently be around all the other dogs and all the people, which helps him not be lonely. As Bruno grew older, we faced additional challenges such as potty training and handling when he cries out for attention when someone walks by. Potty training for a litter of puppies is also made easier because their natural instincts to sleep and play in a pack. With multiple trays surrounding their area, the puppies begin to learn to potty on the trays. Having multiple puppies in the litter, it speeds up the learning time of using the potty trays. Hey, Bruno. All right, I'm gonna take you out. You play with Nala and Bella, and I'm gonna clean your area. So when I have been potty training Bruno, things had to be a little different than my traditional potty training. We could only fit one tray in here. And so we had to, well, hello. You don't need to be in here. You go play. So we only had enough room for one tray. And he's doing really well, but I had to do things a little differently. I had to set up these potty pads outside of his area. And so that way it would show that he just needs to still separate that playing and sleeping area with his potty area. And he's doing really good. He has only like one potty accident, poop and pee. I'm really proud of him. We're going to be taking these pads out today because I know that he's going to start shredding them, and he's already been kind of chewing on them and crumpling them up. So it's time for us to move on to just one tray. And I feel really confident by the time that he's ready to go home that he's going to be completely potty trained on here. We also wanted to make sure that he was exposed to different sounds and experiences. So we made sure that the kids were playing with him and that he got to see and play with other dogs. Before we knew Bruno's name, Aubrey's friend McKenna was calling him Biscuit, and all the neighborhood kids started calling him that. No offense to the other puppies, but I think he's the most handled puppy that we've ever had because everybody didn't want him to be alone. With Bruno, one of our concerns was him being able to do the tunnel and uneven surfaces. Don't get me wrong, he can definitely do them, but it took longer to get started because there's always one puppy in the pack that is super brave and will go along and just kind of lead the charge. But with Bruno, he only had me championing him on. And Bella, she definitely was not going to go through the tunnel, and she avoids all uneven surfaces. But give it a few days, he definitely accomplished all these activities, and he can do everything perfectly now. One of the most impressive things about Bruno is his ability to self-soothe. At first, he would see us or another dog and immediately call out and whine for us. After a few days of not responding to that behavior, we can walk by in the same room as him, walk by his area, and he won't even make a peep. He simply looks up at us, then goes back to relaxing in his bed. This is a rare trait for such a young puppy, and it is a great sign that he is well on his way to becoming a confident and independent dog. Another thing that we've noticed about Bruno is that he is already sleeping through the night. This is a huge accomplishment for a puppy at his age, and it is a great indication that he is not overly reliant on us for comfort. He's able to soothe himself and feel secure enough to sleep on his own, which is such a wonderful characteristic for a puppy to have. As we've been able to observe him more closely since he's been in our living room, we've noticed that Bruno is also an early teether. He's already starting to chew on toys and other things like my toes, and his teeth are like little baby raptor teeth. It hurt. To help him with this, we got a nylabone for him to chew on, and he is doing so good. It has definitely redirected that teething to an appropriate toy. Another aspect that we're really impressed with is Bruno's confidence around other dogs. He's not shy or timid, even around dogs he doesn't know. We have mom dogs coming in for progesterone testing or have just had babies like Zelly. He walks around them, tries to chase after them and play. He is confident and shows no fear, which is a great characteristic to have in a dog. In 2 weeks, we're delivering Bruno all the way to Chicago, Illinois. I know his family is going to be so excited to see him, but we are really going to miss him.